you straight? Are you gay? Are 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 you straight? Gay, gay. Man, listen, man, who cares? Man, kill that noise. BFAM, brothers from another mother, letting y'all know there ain't no other brothers. Where the day don't matter where you from. BFAM, we changing it up. 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 Yeah, BFAM. Crazy, man.
What's going on, everybody? I am Wesley from Aconnectiontv, and I am joined by Centric.
What's up, BFAMs? How y'all doing?
This weekend was a grand weekend. We had a lot of fun. I just want to say something real quick. If y'all have an iPad and y'all want to protect the iPad, y'all need to get this case. It's called an Army. I don't even want to give it the wrong name, but it's a military structured case thingamajiggy. It's very, look at that, it's very durable. It's made by Griffin, and it's very, very durable. If you drop it, it won't break. It can withstand, it's waterproof, it's sand-proof, it's all of that good stuff. And it has a little stand thing on the back that you can use to have it, you know, it's really, really cool. Best Buy has it for $100, and Walmart has it for $80, so obviously, you would opt for the $80 purchase
at Walmart.
But yeah, I just had to throw that out there because one of my coworkers had this, and I was just like, this thing is awesome because it allows you to grip the actual iPad. Like if you see all the ridges and stuff like that, all the ridges, look at that. You're able to grip it with your hand. The iPad 2, and this is what it is, the iPad 2, it's so thin that you literally have to hold it like this to freaking, so I love this thing. You could move it around, hold it, and
that's the first time I'm actually seeing that case.
Yeah, it's a great case. It comes in 2 colors, black and pink. Obviously, you're not gonna see me on this freaking video with a pink case. I'm gay, but I'm not that gay. All right. So yeah, I definitely suggest that you go get this. Once again, it's by Griffin, and it's available in Best Buy and Walmart. Okay. This particular BFAM, we're gonna go all over the place. I know y'all just got finished watching our outside footage of us going to the city yesterday. We had a very interesting and fun time. And you got a chance to get to know this guy a little bit because he's a little standoffish, a little closed. He doesn't open his door for anybody, but he opened his door in the video. So yes, I'm glad that you're able to get to know a little bit more about Centric. But I definitely want to shout out Reese. Hey Reese, what's going on, girl?
What's up, Reese? And Carlos. And Carlos.
Carlos, yes. They were both at Secrets yesterday, and it was funny because Reese had tweeted. She was like, I'm standing in front of you. Say hello. And I'm like, at the time, I'm standing up against the wall because it's really packed like usual. And I'm not looking at my phone, so I didn't get the tweet till after the fact. But then she finally realized, I guess, that I wasn't really looking at my phone to see her tweet. And so she reached over and tapped on me. Like I said, I don't know why you're tapping on me until I actually have a conversation to find out. So when they both were telling me about the show and how they like the show and so forth and so on, and when she said Reese, I was like, hey, what's going on? So I really appreciate the love, y'all. I really do. And I just love the fact that you guys are into anything or whatever it is that you're into that I do on Aconnectiontv. I love the fact that you guys are able to tell me when you see me. Because I know sometimes it's not easy to walk up to people and just start talking. So I do appreciate it. Carlos and Reese, definitely appreciate it.
Well, shout outs to all the new followers. Shout outs to all the people that, you know, befriend us on Facebook on a day-to-day basis. Shout out to all of y'all. We do appreciate the love.
Yeah.
Just continue to watch, you know, continue to witness the evolution of BFAM and Wesley and his Aconnectiontv production network. So.
Yeah. Centric was telling me that there are quite a few people that have started to follow him on
on Twitter,
Facebook and Twitter and all of that. So much respect, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
And a lot of y'all are like really loving my music. I really do appreciate that. I mean, a lot of the music that you're hearing now is like old music. I'm working on new music right now as we speak. I've been writing a lot of new songs. I will be getting back in the studio very soon. Just been one of those beginning of the year sort of things, sort of situations, you know, but I will get back to it. The music that you're going to hear, you know, in the future from me is going to be totally different than what you've actually heard already. So definitely look out for that. And this time it's not going to be off some, I'm just dropping songs. Like I'm going to actually drop a full-on like EP for y'all. I'm going to drop it. I have connections within the industry that I'm not using to my advantage, and I will get off my lazy hump and get to work. Promise you that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What is your music gonna sound like?
I don't. You know what? It's really more so. A lot of people don't know that I'm really a rock fan. I really want to incorporate that in my music. So it's really gonna be like really rock R&B-ish sort of, you know, music. I do rap, of course, but I don't consider myself a rapper. I consider myself more of a lyricist because I'm not a hardcore rapper. And if you listen to my music on my YouTube page, you will see that the things that I rap about are not gangster street like things like where I come from. It's more so, you know, you get the little cockiness every now and then. I do tend to rap about more so analytical things like as far as people that judge you and how you should just keep moving past that. And my music is more so inspirational towards people that, you know, are in my similar situation, whereas, you know, you have a talent and a lot of people don't recognize it and a lot of people don't believe it. But that's really what I write about. I write about inspirational music to those who have a talent, and because whether it be music, whether it be film, whether it be acting, and because, you know, you get discouraged because, you know, you have so many people that don't believe it or don't acknowledge it. My music just inspires you to just keep doing it every day. Just keep working at it, because eventually they're gonna see what you have to offer. They're gonna notice you. So that's really what my music is based on. But the upcoming music is gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be sort of me expressing who I really am. You're really gonna get inside who Centric really is, being the fact that you don't really see that much whether I'm on BFAM or anything else that I do. So that's what mainly it's gonna be. Yeah.
All right. So I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I finally got my 4-day stretch back. I know it's only 1 week, but usually that's my schedule. I work 4 days and I'm off 4 days, work 4 days and I'm off 4 days.
That's like the best schedule I have.
Yes, indeed. But it hasn't been that since September last year because seasons and all of that. But anyways, I was able to have a nice long weekend, and today is only Sunday. And later today, I am going to be interviewing the awesome Mike Peel, one of the top 5 choreographers on YouTube, I believe. It's Mike Peel, Dijon Tubik, Sean Bankhead, Camilo, and I don't have a 5th one right now, but I know he's out there, or she. I just can't really think of the name of who I really watch, but I know I watch those 4 all of the time. And I went to a Mike Peel class 2 weeks ago, and it's just awesome being in his class. But anyways,
yeah,
so yeah, I'm going to do.
It's like it's making me want to take a class now.
Yeah, I'm going to be in his class tomorrow, Monday, on Chambers and Broadway at DNA. But yeah, y'all should definitely look up Mike Peel. Awesome guy. So I'm going to do the interview tomorrow, and then today, and then Monday I'm going to go to this dance class, and then I got to do the whole Mona routine and all that, because that's when I do my Mona videos on Monday. But this weekend was very, very comfortable, relaxing, and fun. Mm-hmm. You know, negative free. I got a chance to hang out with my new BFAM, Mr. Centric.
Yeah, we basically spent like the entire weekend together.
Yeah, and we got to know each other a little bit more than we did, like through talking and communication and finding out that we actually have a lot in common.
A lot.
So we start off Sunday night, you know, with a good topic, y'all. Now, I don't know if a lot of you remember Tevin Campbell, but I remember Tevin Campbell, and he was a cool R&B African American guy who came out back in the early 90s.
Yeah, early mid 90s.
Yeah, and he was doing his thing, and everybody was liking him. The females was all on his jock. And then, as time went by, it was discovered that he did what exactly? I can't remember.
You know what? I really wouldn't be able to tell you because it was so many different stories swirling around.
Something regarding homosexual stuff.
Yeah.
And after that,
he just
disappeared, vanished, poof, be gone. Okay. And so we had this discussion because we were watching The Voice, and he mentioned Tevin Campbell as being one of those.
I mentioned that Tevin Campbell. I believe it as though if he was still out and still was a current artist that was out. In my opinion, vocal wise, I feel as though Tevin Campbell was one of the best black male vocalists of all time. In my opinion, because if you go back and like I was telling him, do you want to check tape? Do you want to check tape? Because I'm like, he's really like turning me down. Like, no, it's Brian McKnight. Even
no, that's not what I said. No, that's what I said. I said of all time. Like you gotta think of what you just freaking said of all time.
I said of one, but I said one of the greatest African American male artists of all time.
That's a huge title to give
because
Tevin Campbell.
Because vocal wise, Tevin Campbell. I mean, not for nothing. A lot of artists that came after Tevin Campbell took from him, just like a lot of female artists that came after Whitney took from her. It's like.
But you're putting Tevin Campbell in the class of Whitney. You cannot do that. Tevin Campbell is cool.
See, I'm not talking about popularity. I'm talking about
I'm talking about vocal skills.
And Tevin Campbell can blow.
Yo. Oh my God! Like there needs to be some comments on this video because I just don't understand what the hell this man is talking about.
But see, I don't think he remembers exactly what Tevin Campbell put out, like in the early 90s, especially when he was younger. Like, we're talking about late 80s.
At the end of the day, there was only one real track that made Tevin Campbell hot. Like, really? Can we talk?
But that's not his only hit. There was a lot of hits.
But, yeah, his most popular. The one and only, really most popular one and only.
Right.
I mean, when you think of Brian McKnight, there's no way you're going to have Tevin Campbell combat Brian McKnight. It's just not going to happen. There's no way you're going to have Tevin Campbell combat Wanye. It's just not going to happen.
But yet, Tevin Campbell can hit notes that Brian McKnight cannot hit. Until Brian McKnight
and Brian McKnight can hit notes that Tevin Campbell can't hit. Let's get it real. Only thing that Tevin Campbell hit was a little high pitched little note, like really,
and can hold
like we're not talking about Eric Benet. Okay, we're not talking about Eric Benet. We're not talking about BB Winans. We're like, come on, like you put Tevin Campbell on like this pedestal that nobody can knock him off.
No, I didn't put him on a pedestal. If you would hear me clearly, BFAMs, I said one. I said one of the greatest
of all time.
Yes, he is.
Yes, no.
You know why? Because at the end of the day, his music still gets played. How can you not be one of the greatest if your music still gets played?
Where? On what radio station?
WBLS, Kiss FM.
Never heard of it.
You never heard of it because you listen to the current radio stations.
I'm just saying, like,
one and High 97, which plays a lot of boinky music. No offense, like, it plays the music where everybody nowadays is singing over auto-tune.
Bees in the trap.
Exactly.
Anyways,
that's my point.
Anyway, I'm just saying. Listen, okay, y'all can comment because I really have nothing else to say about this. I've made my piece. Tevin Campbell cannot be put in the class of Brian McKnight, Wanye,
yes, he can because he can sing. How would you not be able to put somebody in a class where they can sing? What are you trying to... I don't understand what you're trying to say. Like,
what I'm trying to say is that you really classified him as being one of the greatest of all time. I don't think so. I think he was a cool singer, and he definitely had vocal capability, but he is not...
Great vocal capability.
He is not the one of the greatest of all time. No, I just don't think so.
Okay. And I think that's only because, like I said before, because he's not current and because... His music was so long ago.
Neither is Wanye.
Was so long ago. Well, maybe more so because you were a fan of them, so that's why you're speaking more on it.
I liked Tevin Campbell at that time when he came out.
I speak about all artists.
I liked him at the time when he came out. I did. And I liked Wanye when Boyz II Men was out, and I liked Brian McKnight when Brian McKnight was out. Brian McKnight hasn't done music in a while, and his style has changed drastically, but I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day.
Right.
I mean, that one particular song with him and his braids out in the park, really, really, I just don't see it. So me and him went at it
like how we just did just now.
Yes.
But even more.
Yes.
Also.
Anyways, shout out to the people on The Voice that actually had one of the voices. I'm trying to be shady, but anyway.
Yeah, it really is.
Jamar Rogers, what's going on, brother?
I just started following you on Twitter, Jamar.
Yeah, I had to because his story is just great, and I actually was crying during watching The Voice. I'm a bitch, I know. I'm sorry, but
is he still on the show though?
I don't know. I haven't seen like the current episodes of The Voice. I've been recording it on my DVR for forever and a day, and I haven't been able to watch a lot of the shows that I really get into. Smash, the MTV Challenge. I just recently finished watching that. 90210, The Secret Circle, Vampire Diaries. All of these specific shows that I watch is just recording on my DVR, and then when I get days off, I try to watch them. So because I was able to get 4 days off this week, I tried to watch it, and I did. I watched, me and him were watching The Voice, and he already knew of Jamar Rogers, but I had just discovered Jamar Rogers yesterday watching. He is an HIV positive contestant on NBC's The Voice, and the fact that he's able to put himself out there like that in front of the world, it speaks volume. Volume that probably many people aren't able to really realize or really accept because it's, you know, a touchy subject. Even in the year of 2012, HIV and, you know, getting your status and knowing your status and all of that is still a touchy subject. But he was very courageous for him. It was very courageous for him to come out, and he blew his contestant out of the
and on
water.
top of that, he's very, very talented.
Yes, he is, and it was very emotional when he won his battle round and was in backstage, and he started to melt down and cry, and I was just like, oh my god, really, oh my god, like y'all need to watch The Voice.
He reminds me of like a young John Legend. Like he just has that huskiness in his voice. And like the way he belts notes, like he just reminds me of a young John Legend. Y'all
should, like I said, definitely get into it. Follow him on Twitter. I think it's J Squidworld or J James Squidworld. I'm sorry, I don't really know the specifics, but all you got to do is type in the search and people Jamar Rogers, Rogers. I thought it was Rodgers, but it's not. And you will find him. His account is verified. So definitely support him because he's doing his thing. Dizzle for shizzle, my nizzle. We spoke about in our outside video clip the Raid Redemption, and you know, yesterday we were going through the iPad and looking at upcoming films and stuff like that. And the Raid Redemption I came across, and it's deemed the best action movie in decades. And I honestly feel that quote holds weight because
I'll sign off on that because
that movie was phenomenal. The choreographed fighting scenes were impeccable. Like there was no like flaw in any of the choreographed fighting scenes. There was no wires, there were no special effects. It was just straight hardcore fighting.
Yeah, I think that's what really makes it stand out. The fact that there really were no hardcore special effects in this film. Like everything was like how, you know, anybody that knows like the old Bruce Lee movies, the old Jackie Chan films and stuff like that, where there was really like no Crouching Tiger sort of like effects involved. This was really like one of those movies, you know, and it's really good. And I don't notice I don't know who the actor was, the main character. I don't know who he is, but I'm definitely gonna look him up because he did a great job acting wise as well as fighting wise.
Yeah, the acting was really good. You know, when you're watching, it's subtitles. For those of you that don't like subtitles, it is subtitles, but I suggest that you still go see it. The subtitles,
easy to read, I mean.
they're very easy to read, especially when you're in a theater and the words are so huge. I mean, it makes it it makes it easier for you to understand and get it, where versus watching it on your TV and you gotta read those small words. So,
but the film was that good where it's just like after a while I didn't even read the subtitles. Like you just got so into the story, like
you know what's happening,
you know what's going on,
right? You know what's going on, so you don't really need to read everything. So, but it's there. I don't know if I can pronounce these names right, but you have Iko Uwais, Joe Taslim, Donnie Alamsia, Yeyan Ruyan, and Pierre Gruno. I had to say their names because that is the main cast. And it's an hour and 41 minutes. But it's the slim skinny of it all is that there's 20 elite officers of a task force team that go to bum rush a drug lord's apartment complex building. And they start from floor 1 and have to work all the way up to floor 15 to really get this drug lord, finally get this drug lord. There have been so many attempts to get him, and nobody has been able to get him.
Because the tenants that live in the building protect him.
Yes, and it is insane. It is insane. Like, you find out so many ways to kill people, it's unbelievable. Like, it's just ridiculous. But you are going to love, like, the good guys, and you're going to love the bad guys. Yeah. That's how good this movie is.
My favorite character was one of the bad guys.
Yes. And there was one, that bad dude, Holmes, was off the chain.
Off the chain.
Off the chain. I've never seen a fighter like him, and he was serious. He was freaking serious.
And his acting was, it was on point.
Yeah, everybody.
When he was, like how you said when he was like,
Right, like stand to the side.
Let's go.
Yeah, like are you ready?
Let's do this.
Like, the villain in this movie was so serious that he got a standing ovation from a couple of the people in the audience because this fighting scene was like 10 minutes long.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous
and
long.
He was fighting 2 people.
Yes, and he was not bowing down.
And this guy was the smallest guy out of everybody in the film, and was kicking everybody's ass.
It was hot.
Everybody's.
It was hot. Y'all need to go check this movie out. The Raid Redemption. Another hot trailer that we saw was ATM.
Yeah.
Now, ciao. Y'all. Now, everybody knows that if you're driving with somebody and you're going around the city or whatever and you need to go to an ATM, you get an eerie feeling when you go into an ATM at night. You just do. Especially when the ATMs are not in a cubicle. And they're outside on the side of a building, and you're going, and you're in the city, and you're going, and you get just that one light over you, and it's like people know that you're going to the ATM to withdraw money, and you're outside in the dark like that. You get an unsafe feeling about that.
Right.
But when you're in a cubicle, you somewhat feel a little bit more at ease. Why? Because you got cameras looking at you, you're enclosed, and the lighting situation is a little bit more adaptable. But not in this movie. ATM, and we didn't go see it. Well, I didn't want to see it because it's only at IFC Center and West 4th Street, and I just recall them having a huge rat problem, and I'm just not going to be in the theaters and something crawl over my feet. And I just can't do it. But I really want to go see this movie.
I want to see it too.
Maybe y'all can let us know if there are still rat situations at IFC, but that is the only movie theater in New York City where it's at, and I'm just like, I want to see the movie, but not that bad. But the trailer has 3 people going into an ATM, and when they come out of the ATM, there's a hooded guy.
Sort of like I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Standing outside in the parking lot.
Just staring at them.
Just staring.
You can't see his face. All you see is black.
Just staring.
It's like the Grim Reaper is just standing out there. Like... But with like a North Face coat with the fur and everything.
Right.
And the fur is just blowing in the wind, and he's just looking at them, and they're just like, should we walk out?
Right. Like, can you imagine?
And when they decide to walk out, somebody else pulls up who wants to go to the ATM, and they get slaughtered.
Yes, by this hooded dude.
Yeah.
I could not imagine. I can see me and my BFAMs, all 3 of us, sitting there in the ATM. I'll be like, do you really want to
see? And Wesley, you know how me and Mike were usually the ones like
ready to fight
so
and not an eye.
That night I was like, did you just see what he just did? Like, what if he's some like superhuman like Hulk type dude? Like, no, we keeping our asses in this fucking ATM. Where them cell phones at? Call somebody.
Right.
Call
Listen. And it was funny because of course they left their cell phone in the car. High as yes. Like, really? All 3 of y'all left your cell phone in the car?
Like, first and foremost, how often do people, I mean, especially if it's 3 of y'all, the person that's driving the car, who's the car owner, usually leaves their phone in the car. But everybody left their phone in the car, but it's a movie.
Right.
Usually everybody else has their cell phone in the car.
Right. On the hip. Like, come on. My cell phone goes with me all the time.
Exactly.
I never leave my cell phone in the car.
Yeah.
Never. I don't know. And we got all of this from the freaking trailer, and we didn't even see the movie.
Yeah.
But like, OMG.
But
like,
it was that hype. See, you see how hype we are about it? Like,
y'all,
that's the feeling that you get when you see that trailer.
It's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
The concept is hot. I've never seen it before in a film. You know, they always go to the woods or always go on a vacation or something, but you're in an ATM. This shit is so realistic. Like, it could possibly happen. And this dude is just sitting out there killing people, and y'all see him killing people, and y'all want to leave.
And at one point, don't you see him like in like a beach chair just chilling? Like waiting for them? Like
it's funny, but it's like in my mind, I just don't understand like why they don't run for their life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Either one of y'all gonna get away, it's three of y'all. Y'all can just get out and just haul ass.
Yeah, just split up.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just haul ass.
Or if anything, all three of y'all just charge him at the same time.
Jump that motherfucker. Jump his ass. Jump his ass. Really?
For real.
Damn. I mean, I know he got a crowbar. Yeah. One of y'all gonna get fucked up, but I mean, it ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me. Listen,
get fucked up. Like he just, as soon as all three of us come at him, he's just gonna be like.
I don't know. Like, no, I doubt that though. It's like I don't know, but damn. Yeah. I just can't, like, I'm just thinking about it, like, now, every time I go to an ATM, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you didn't even see the movie yet.
Y'all need to see the movie.
If
it's in your city, look it up. If you live in New York, it's at IFC Center on West 3rd West Street, or West 3rd Street, near West 4th Street. But, yeah, what else do we want to talk about on here?
Waitresses or waiters reaching over your food when you're eating at a public restaurant.
Listen,
I hate that shit. I really do. And it's not nothing really that serious to be like mad about, but it's just like if you think about it, like somebody's actually like, this is your plate, and like somebody's reaching over like their whole
right.
Like
their linty arm, like they have, like some people have clean clothes, clean white clothes, and some people have the little cardigan like sweater things that they be wearing. That shit holds a lot of dust and lint and stuff. When you reach over somebody's drink or you reach over somebody's food, shit can be falling off onto your
that you
plate.
don't usually see.
Right. You don't, right. There's a lot of things that we don't see. So it's just that common respect that you should have as a waiter or a waitress to say, excuse me, do you want me to take that off your table? And then if I say yes, allow me to move my food.
Or allow me to pass it to you.
Right. Do not just reach over somebody's food. That shit will, like Tammy Roman says on Basketball Wives, that shit will get you popped. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't do stuff like that. And then for me, it's like, that's like a deduction on your tip, because I just don't, it's inconsiderate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. And we were at a diner, and I was taking pictures with Instagram, and we were at a diner, and this chick just literally was like, here you go. And I'm just like, I'm looking at her like, really? Are you serious? And of course I'm not gonna say anything, because I don't like causing issues.
She was really nice.
She was. She just didn't know any better. But I mean, come on, like, that's etiquette 101 from a waiter. Like, don't interrupt conversation. Like, these are things that you should not do. If you see the two people at the table, deep in conversation, don't interrupt them rudely. You know what I'm saying? Just walk up to them and say, hey, you know, sorry to interrupt. Are you guys doing well? How's the meal? Everything's all right? Anything you need me to get you? Do that. You know what I'm saying? But don't automatically, if I'm in conversation with somebody, don't reach over, don't grab my cup, you don't know if I'm finished with it. Don't, you know what I'm saying? And don't, damn for sure, don't bring me the check if I don't ask for the check. That leads me to believe that you're ready for me to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's real rude.
That is rude.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what else? What else can a waiter not do? Should a waiter not do?
I don't like when they're like talking directly over your food, because like spit travels. Whether you, like, once again, whether you see it or not, there are germs all over us. We don't see them, but they're there. And like when they're holding your food, like, it's one thing if you have the tray over here and you're just like, okay, the pasta or something like that, or if anything, like, put the plate down. Like, because I used to be a waiter for many years. Like, my thing was like, I would just like put the tray down, put the plates out. And then, or if anything, keep the plate out here. I hate when they like have the tray right over them and just like, penny pasta, cheeseburger. Like, you know, cause it's just like, by the time I get my penny pasta, like, your spit is just like, has just seasoned my pasta.
Hot mess. I'm mad about seasoned. Really?
You know, like,
mad about seasoned.
That's pretty much it as far as the whole restaurant thing goes.
Yeah, and don't expect a tip. Don't expect a tip. I hate when waiters be standing there for like 5 minutes waiting.
Yeah.
And it's like, what are you waiting for? Like, you cleaned off the table, it's clean. Okay. We handed off the check. Okay. When you come back, you might receive a tip. It's like when people stand there and they wait. Like, if I get like a pizza delivered to my house and I give the dude the receipt and he just stands there, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you standing like? And then cab drivers, like, they be expecting tips. Like, don't expect it. Just know that you're going to get it if you received good service. Now, because you gave good service. Now, if you gave good service and the person leaves and walks out and doesn't get a tip, then that's when you can get a little aggy. But don't expect tips. Like, that's just not, don't do that. I mean, because, I don't know. It's just like, I look at it as like, look, you're doing your job. At the end of the day, everybody has a job to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you are a waiter and you're waiting on me, that's your title. Your title is a waiter. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to wait on us. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? And serve us food. Like, I didn't create the job, and I didn't tell your ass to get the job. You decided to apply, and you got the job. Now, the tip comes along when you give exceptional service, not when you serve me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting paid to serve me. I don't care if it's $4 an hour, below minimum wage. Like I said, you got the job. Yeah,
as a waiter, you're extending a service to people. That's what you're doing. So, you know, it's not just, you know, I'm here to do my job. Like, if you're expecting, you know, tips, which is how most waiters and waitresses make most of their money, because, you know, they don't get paid a lot by the hour, because they do get paid mostly by tips, then you know what you're there for, you know? So just
make sure you give exceptional service.
And treat everybody equally. Like, you know, treat everybody equally. Because, I mean, believe it or not, like, people notice that. You know, just because we're having our own conversation over here doesn't mean that we're not looking and we're not noticing that you're giving better service to the table right next to us for whatever reason. You know, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can be a little bit verbal with how I go off on certain situations, but, you know, when you're feeling passionate about good service and when people expect to receive tips and they don't give good service. Right. And I've always believed that no matter what you're doing, like, whatever job it is that you're doing, you're getting paid to do that. Mm-hmm. So you shouldn't expect anything. Like, for me, I don't expect my boss to say, Wesley, good job. I get paid to give a good job. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like when people say, oh, he doesn't appreciate me. Like, no, your check fucking appreciates you. You know what I'm saying? Like, appreciate your check. I hate it. It really aggravates me when people expect things from, like, their supervisors, or, like, if your supervisor is not mistreating you and he's doing what he's supposed to do and you're doing what you're supposed to do, then that's what you're there for. Like, that's what the two of you are there for. You receive a check for that. Don't expect a tip. Don't expect acknowledgement. Don't expect rewards. Like, why do people like?
Yeah, like I've said in past videos, stop expecting so much. And at the end of the day, I kind of feel like expecting kind of hinders you from actually achieving, because most of the time when people get a raise, when they get a promotion, they're not expecting it. It just happens. You know, they're just there, they're doing their job. And like, even like people that, like, you know, they play the lottery on a regular basis, most of the time, people like, including my father, that plays the lottery on a regular basis, it's not like he's expecting to win. That's just what he does. Like, he plays the lottery every week. So people that actually win the lottery, like, I kind of feel like those are people that are not expecting. Stop expecting. Just, you know, live each day as it comes, and then if something great happens, then it just happened. Like, I don't expect for something great to happen miraculously. It's just like, just do what you got to do.
And people lose sleep over not being acknowledged at your job. Like, did you get paid? Like, did you get paid? Like, seriously, when you read your job description and it told you what you were supposed to do, why do I need to acknowledge that every single time I see you? Like, why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? That's what you get paid to do. Like, people at customer service get paid to serve the customers. So I don't feel like a customer should say thank you to me. No, I'm doing my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't get all bent out of shape when a customer doesn't say thank you.
They should be thanking the customer.
Right.
It's their service that's keeping money in our pockets.
Right. Like, really. Like, y'all really need to think about it. Like, that really irks me. And, like, I have to go in a little bit on people that didn't understand what the hell I was talking about in the last BFAM about equal rights. Let me explain something to you guys. When I go in, I go in. You know what I'm saying? And I know I seemed a little bit off the rocker when I was going in and I said the word bitch because I was feeling intense when I said it.
And
so
I told you it was going to go
B-I-T-C-H just had to come out of my mouth. Do I think of women as bitches like 24/7? No, I do not. Do I respect people? Yes, I do. Do I respect women? Yes, I do. Do I respect men? Yes, I do. Once again, do I respect people? Yes, I do. I don't give a woman more respect because she has a vagina, and I don't give a man more respect because I'm gay. Like, I don't do that. Like, in my mind, it's like, if you want to be treated fairly, then make sure that you're willing to accept the fairness that comes from any and everybody. My way of treating somebody fairly is treating them the same way that I would treat everybody else. And I'm not going to decide that because you're 95 years old, or because you're white, or because you're black, or because you have a vagina, that I'm going to treat you differently than somebody that's not 95 years old, or somebody that is whatever, or somebody that has a DICK. It's not going to happen. It just isn't. Until you say to me, in regards to lifting things that are heavy, okay? Until you say, Wesley, I don't think that I'm, well, not even that. Let me rewind. Until you say, Wesley, I am unable to lift this. I tried and I cannot lift this. Is it possible that you can give me some assistance, or can somebody else do this because I cannot lift it? I've tried already. Great. Great. So I will get somebody else to do it. I appreciate you trying, regardless of whether or not you're a female. But it's the females out there that says, I ain't lifting that. That's heavy. That look heavy. I ain't lifting that. My nails got some. I'm a woman. You need a man to do that. That's when I lose respect for you. And that's when I don't give a damn about what you have between your legs. When you're a woman and you go, well, I'm a female, I feel that you should open the door for me because I'm incapable of opening the door because I'm a female. When you do shit like that, that's when you're going to be left in the car standing there, and I'm going to be out in a restaurant getting something to eat. Period. Now, if men like to do that stuff for women, great. But I just don't like when women take advantage of the fact that they have a vagina and they feel that they should receive all of this treatment because they have a vagina. Like, that's just not rocking. And then for the people out there that thought that I really beat up on chicks, I don't beat up on anybody. I don't go around beating up on anybody, period. Mm-hmm. But at this point, you need to understand, nobody in this world has the right to put their hands on you. Nobody. And it does not make a difference whether or not you have a penis or a vagina. That's going to determine my retaliation on you for trying to kill me. At the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Because regardless if it's a regular argument or not, you're doing bodily harm to me. You don't know how fragile my skin is. You don't know how fragile my body is. The slightest punch could really cause me to have a heart attack. You just never know. You don't know my bodily condition. Don't assume that just because I'm a man that I'm the strongest shit and I'm stronger than you. No, people were saying women are naturally weaker than men.
No, but there is a science to that. Yeah.
Right. Okay, great. Get it. But not all women are naturally weaker than men. There are some women that will punch me in the face and knock me the hell out.
Take a woman that was just doing that just came home from the army. She will bust the shit out of a dude. Like,
right. You know what I'm saying?
You know, she's out there with men 24/7, like with guns, heavy guns and heavy bags and stuff like that.
I'm sorry. I'm not fucking apologizing. I am not the type of person that's going to decide on my reaction.
You should apologize for the way that you feel. Because that's the way that you feel. You should never apologize for the way that you feel.
Well, I'm not apologizing for anything. I'm not. At the end of the day...
No, I said you shouldn't. That's
okay.
I didn't say...
But I wasn't.
No, I said you shouldn't.
And I retracted my statement.
Oh.
Because at the end of the day, whether or not you're 5 watching this or whether or not you're 35 watching this, I would have to think that you would have some decent common sense to understand what it is that I said. And if for whatever reason you didn't gravitate to what I said, then you just didn't gravitate to what I said. To each his own. We all have our own opinions. But I believe in equal rights to the fullest of extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. I just had to close that chapter up. I still love y'all. And that's just what it is. Equal rights, baby. What else do we want to talk about in this particular video?
This whole MJB commercial with Burger King. I mean, and shout outs to Can't Shit On Me. Because he sent me a direct message, and then which had me cracking up because he happened to just send me that direct message with the entire like with the entire verse to which he was singing in the commercial itself.
What's in the crispy chicken wrap?
I even watched and I was getting to the fact that everybody who was talking about it, I didn't know what they were talking about until Wes put me onto the commercial and
crispy chicken, fresh lettuce, tortilla, and something wrapped up in Listen, MJB, get your money, girl. Get your money. I don't think that you had to do it with Burger King. I don't think you had. What's in the crispy chicken wrap? And then she had the nerve to interrupt the manager. She was like, what's in the crispy chicken wrap? And OMG. And then like the way she be singing at the mic, and she had the hands doing it at the mic, wrapped up in like OMG. Really? Yeah. Burger King? Really? Mm-hmm. Hot mess. I just think that commercial was just a hot ass mess. People are attributing that commercial to being racist and all that just because the black chick is singing about chicken. Listen,
which is kind of wrong because everybody likes fried chicken. I don't understand. I don't even know when fried chicken became affiliated with just the black community alone. I don't understand where that came from. Do you know?
We just eat chicken.
But everybody eats chicken.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just one of those things that you know, like mainly through media, it's been promoted.
See, and that's the problem because media made it that only the majority of blacks eat chicken. I'm like, everybody eats chicken, so I don't get that. So I don't get that part of it. The part I do get that's so funny about it is that she was really going in as far as
she was jamming.
Yeah, like
she wanted y'all to know what was in that crispy chicken wrap. Yes, man. Listen, yeah. Mary J. Blige. Listen, I just don't think that you needed to do that. You wanted some money, so you got the check, whatever, fine. But it really downgraded you a little bit. It really did. For me, it really did. It's worse. It's bad enough that McDonald's.
We can't say that though, because usually sometimes bad press is good press.
Sometimes,
I mean, because look how popular it became because of it being a bad.
Right, but it didn't become popular for the right reasons.
Which is true, but at the end of the day, her name is still all over the place. So.
McDonald's. By the time
that
had commercials,
it's
McDonald's had commercials like this, but they didn't use prime choice entertainers to do it. They had the very cheesy African American commercials where people are talking about crispy chicken nuggets. And they created this huge song about it, and I really think it's like on two sides. It's like one, they're definitely catering to the African American community because the minorities like hip hop, they like R&B. So the advertisers are like, well, why not create an R&B song with crispy chicken nuggets? Like. The concept of it is so brainless. It's like, if you really, like, I just can't imagine myself sitting there in my car talking about wrapped up in crispy, salty, tortilla, whatever the fuck the lyrics is. Like, I just can't fathom anybody with enough brain sense to really just sit there and just start rocking to the song because they really thought the song was hot. But it happens. And that's why people think that Mary J. Blige, or that's why the advertisers or the marketers thought that if Mary J. Blige sung it, it would create a buzz and people will be jamming, singing that, going to Burger King. Like, they really think that less of the people that like their crispy chicken wraps.
I wouldn't say that though, because
I think so.
No, because Burger King does have a history of actually making soulful commercials. Remember when Mr. Potato Head, and then who is the man? Remember that?
Okay, I think
they have a history of actually.
But it's catering. It's catering to a stereotype, though. It's catering. It's a clear cater to a stereotype where African Americans really like music and R&B music, and African Americans really dig Mary J. Blige, and so we're going to create this song talking about crispy chicken wraps, and while the African Americans are coming to Burger King to shop, they're going to be singing that song in their head. I mean, if you do, and you really like the song, fine, but I really think that the marketers really believe that it's going to work. And if it does work, I feel sad for the individuals that it work on. I just do, because it's not like the Destiny's Child commercial where that he pointed out to me where they were singing about charity. You know what I'm saying? And they were, I think it was the McDonald's commercial where they were singing about charity,
it was for charity.
About, what was it? I don't know if it was cancer or something like that. But it's like when you put that and you infuse music into that to create a foundation or to create financial stability for a foundation to help out, great. But when you throw in MJB to be singing about crispy chicken, I just don't think that they really think highly of our community for us to really take into that, because a lot of us aren't taking into that, and I'm glad that we aren't taking into what she did, but at the same time we can't. Well, I don't know.
What made it corny was the fact that she actually was singing it. I feel as though if they took a different approach, she could have still been in the commercial.
She could have been in the commercial, but not singing.
She didn't have to sing. Singing that
right.
lyrics.
She could have walked into the line.
That's what made the commercial bad.
She could have walked into the line and was like, "Y'all don't know what's in the crispy chicken wrap?
Yeah.
Let me tell you." You know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been a little smoother transition. Yeah. But child, what's in the crispy chicken wrap? Like, really, MJB? Wrapped up in that. I don't know. That was just a hot mess. What else happened? A lot has happened.
A couple of new albums dropped.
We talk about Nicki Minaj. We talk about Nicki Minaj and Brandy a lot on this show.
Well, around this time period, because there's really nobody else that's dropping new music. I mean, we spoke about Tyga, but those aren't the only artists we talk about. You know, Monica's album is coming out this Tuesday. Make sure you go get that, because I'm pretty sure
you gonna get it?
I'm gonna get it. I always buy her album.
I'm gonna get it too, because I have a newfound respect for Monica. I do. I have a newfound respect for her, so I'm definitely going to get the album. It's called My Life or New Life.
New Life.
So I'm definitely going to get the album. Nicki Minaj, I did not even buy the album. I didn't want to buy the album. I didn't want to think about buying the album. And bees in the trap. Bees in the trap. Like, I don't want to buy the album. I'm not going to buy the album. I'm not going to buy any tracks off the album. We were in the club yesterday and Starships came on, and I was just like, why would I be jamming to this in this particular club? Bees in the Trap came on, and everybody was sitting every lyric like it was the hottest shit ever. No, when Monster came on for Nicki Minaj,
the younger crowd,
even some old biddies was up there singing that shit.
Wow.
when Monster came on with Nicki Minaj, I was going off with Monster. When all the Lil Kim hits came on, I was going off to Lil Kim. But Bees in the Trap is not a hit. Stupid Ho is not a hit. Starships is not a hit. Roman Reloaded is not. There aren't hits for me off of Nicki Minaj's new album. So there's no reason for me to even think about the album. The video, even the video concept of Bees in the Trap just didn't make.
Well, Nicki,
I mean, she's a gorgeous chick.
Just so you know, Nicki, I haven't lost respect for you only because I see where you're going with this. I haven't lost respect for her. I'm not a fan of this album in particular, but
I wasn't a fan of the first.
I haven't lost respect for you only because you're a businesswoman, and I see that, and I respect that, and I know that you're doing this for a reason. Number one, not only because you're an African American, also because you're a female rapper, and because you're trying to gear yourself towards, like you said in the album, you want to be in a Hove lane. You want to be the female rapper that's gonna you want to be the female rapper that's gonna come out and own something, own some clubs, own some teams, have your own record label. I see where you're going with it, and I kind of feel as though maybe you're doing this because this is what's going to catapult you into the, mainstream music. So I haven't lost respect for you. As far as the album, I'm not really a fan of the album itself. There are some songs on there that I do like and I do rock to, but for the most part, the album itself, I'm not really a fan of the album. Just so you know that. Brandy has this new spread in YRB magazine. She killed it.
Yes, she did.
She killed it.
She gave sexy, futuristic, powerful, confident in the photos, and
the short haircut works.
Yes,
it
baby.
Works. Thumbs up on that.
Yes.
It really works for you. So I hope that's like the look that you're gonna give us, for 211.
That would rock.
Because this is something different. Usually we're used to seeing you either in long, straight hair or, curly hair or braids, which I prefer the braids over, the weaves. But the short hair, it works for you.
Yes, it does, baby. You need to keep that. You need to keep that. I'm telling you, Brandy, listen to me. you definitely need to keep that look. That look is awesome. That look is natural. That look is beautiful. That gold jacket with the gold denim jean, flawless. That black dress that you had that spread it out at the bottom, flawless. All your photo shoots are awesome. And I hope that that is your style when you come out and rock on your new album. Like 211, it's a rebirth. Definitely let us see something different. Let us see something new.
Well, she did, because that spread was something different.
Yes, it was, but that could be, and listen, like, this is my thing. Like, that spread was different, awesome, but that's not her album. It All Belongs to Me, her look on that video, she's never had a look like that on any of her videos, but that's not for her album. Well, the song is on her album, but really, like, I want her to, all these looks and all these fascinating things that we're seeing about Brandy and this confidence that we're seeing in the interviews, I want all of that pushed on her project and have that be evoked on her project. Like, I am ready. Miss Beyonce has a new website.
Yeah, she does.
And of course, she's doing her thing. She finally started tweeting on @Beyonce. It's about time. She's at 3 million freaking followers, over 3 million followers. So it's kind of
rolling. And only tweeted like one time.
Yes, and I feel that if she gets into that, she's only going to bring more of an audience to herself. She will be performing at Revel, the new Revel Hotel Resort in Jersey, Atlantic City. Memorial Day weekend, and we're not gonna be there. We're gonna be at Sizzle. I'm so excited. But I had to shout out Beyonce because Beyonce is just that chick. She really is. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else we need to talk about.
You wanted to talk about how the straight community perceives.
Oh yeah. Let's get into this real quick. Alright, so here's my thing. Okay. I'm gay. Okay? I made a video a while back about Wesley is straight and so forth and so on, and you know, when I first had my first experience with a chick or whatever. I took the video down because I thought that it was bad representation of me as a gay man.
A lot of heat to that.
And not so much for what y'all thought about it, but it's what I ended up thinking about it at the end of the day, because I put myself out there for me. I don't put myself out there for people per se. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys, a lot of you guys do adopt similar connections despite our differences, and that's the whole concept of the show. But these videos are therapeutic for me. And so when I did that video, I was going through a time in my life when I felt that I needed to expose myself a little bit to that effect. But I don't think that it was great representation of me as a gay man, because I'm not straight. I'm never going to be straight. I had sex with a woman that does not make me straight. That does not make me bisexual either. Because for me, I feel that the sexual act between two people does not convert them with their orientation. It does not mean that I'm bisexual. It does not mean that I'm straight. I just had a physical altercation with a vagina. And that's all that it is. I feel that if two men have a physical altercation with each other, that does not make them gay. It just means that they had a physical altercation with one another. What will make me bisexual is when I start to date women and when I find myself in a relationship with a woman. That is what will make me bisexual. For me, that's how I believe it to be. A lot of people think that, and a lot of people are so close-minded to feel that if Wesley has sex with a woman, that makes him, he's not gay. I mean, he's not straight. If Wesley has sex with a woman, he's not straight. But if a man has sex with a man, then he's gay. That double standard is just that same shit that I wrap up into equal rights. It makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Because I am gay and because society thinks of gayness as this negative entity means that if I touch him and if I grab him on his chest or if I smack his butt playing basketball or whatever, then that just automatically means I'm gay. But if two women do that or whatever, then they're just women.
Or it's sexy.
Right. Or it's hot. Like, two women having sex is hot, but two men having, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, if a female lays with a lot of dudes, she's a hoe. But if a guy lays with a lot of females, he's just a man. So it's like that, all that double standard bullshit just doesn't make sense to me. So I feel very agitated when a lot of you guys, or when people in general, just think that because Mike is on a video with me, that means that we're having sex. Or because Centric and I are who we are, then that means that we're having sex. Let me explain something to you guys. And I know I talk a lot, but I'm very opinionated. Let me explain something to you guys. If you have two men that are gay sitting next to each other, that does not mean that they are fucking. That does not mean that they want to have sex with each other. That does not mean that they have had sex with each other, because I know quite a few gay individuals that I have not thought of in a sexual way at all. Centric is one of them. Me and Centric have not had sex. We don't want to have sex with each other. We don't think about each other in that light. We're just very cool individuals that are adopting similar connections despite our differences.
Correct.
Yes, like, y'all really need to get that through your heads, people. Y'all really need to get that through your heads. If there's somebody out there that is gay and they come out to you and tells you that they're gay and you're a male and this is your friend, do not think that this dude that just came out to you wants you. Because 9 times out of 10, you're probably ugly as hell to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't find every single guy attractive. Y'all already know my type.
But yeah, that's
definitely
the misconception, because a lot of, I think, especially within the straight community, that's why a lot of, gay males get judged a lot, is because they feel as though, like, okay, well, I can't hang around him or I can't be around him because he's going to try to push up on me. But that doesn't mean anything, because that doesn't mean that we're attracted to you. That doesn't mean that, I just don't want to be your friend, or we could just hang out, or maybe I just don't want anything to do with you. Just because you know about my sexuality doesn't mean that it pertains to you. It pertains to me at the end of the day. It has nothing to do with you. But that's the misconception about a lot within the between the straight and gay community, which there shouldn't be any misconceptions, because we are all here individuals living in a world together. We just need to learn how to live in a world together without the constant judgments and,
I really think that you guys need to understand what we're saying, because not all gays are attracted to all men. We all have our types, just like dudes have their types for females.
Everybody has their type.
Everybody has their type, and I definitely damn for sure have mine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you're dark skinned and Jamaican, I might be, I might. But if you're not, then 9 times out of 10, I'm not. So that's a small category of individuals for me to be attracted to. Just an FYI. You know what I'm saying? So he's not dark skinned or Jamaican. So I don't see it. And he probably has his type too. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, that's where it is, people. I want to thank y'all so much for watching BFAM, for liking us. Thumbs this video up, like this video, share this video, appreciate this video, love this video, comment on every single thing on this video. All right? Okay. God bless y'all.
Follow us on Twitter, befriend us on Facebook, and let's keep this movement going.